All right, so one of the things that maybe doesn't get talked a lot about in golf instruction, and that's something that I get a lot of questions on, is how do I practice? How do I make sure I'm using my time efficiently and wisely so I'm getting better? I get good information, I get good instruction, but how do I progress? Okay, so the first thing is when you're making a swing change, and whatever that means, whether you're using training aids or you're trying to hit certain positions, or using your phone to take videos or whatever, that needs to be a great portion of your practice, maybe 70 to 80% of your practice, especially in the early stages, because motor patterns take time to change. The second thing is, when you go to the driving range, you've got to bring the golf course to the driving range. So if you just get out there and you hit 15 7-irons in a row, right, and you're just thinking about the good ones because you don't have to go get the bad ones on the driving range like you do on the golf course, then you're not really using your time, you're not getting any better. So you need to put kind of parameters and kind of consequences on your practice. So I've got a really simple game that you can use, and hopefully if you do this right, you'll be kind of progressing through your golf bag, but we just call this the ladder game. And I use this a lot with especially my junior players, but basically you start with your most lofted club. So I've got a 58-degree wedge here. And the goal of this game is to hit every ball farther after each shot. Now, the rule is every ball has to get airborne, okay? And then the other thing you can do is just kind of in your mind, or you can set out alignment sticks or use flags on the range, but set grids out there that you have to hit these balls through. So that way, if you hit one way left or way right, it doesn't count. And if you miss one, if you go too short, or you don't get it in the air, or you hit it outside your grid, then you got to start over. So, really at the beginning, this is really working on our distance control with our wedges. That one bounced a little left. I don't know if you can see where that one ended up, but I've got to go about 20 yards on this next one, 15 yards in the air. All right, a little bit farther. So the next one's going to have to go about 35 yards or so. I'm watching where that one finished up. And that one just got by. So I would keep going from there, and eventually I would get to maybe my gap wedge or my sand wedge. And you can work all the way through your golf bag to where you get all the way to driver if you're doing this right. You just got to kind of be honest with yourself, about how far they're going, because you might not be able to see them. We've got a pretty good range here, it's pretty flat. And trying to work up, or if you've got like a cheap radar, like a Mevo or a Swing Caddy or something, you can use that as well. But working on your distance control and progressing through your bag and making a ladder, and again, using a grid on the range, it has to go in your grid. So then you've got constraints on left to right and also distance. And that's going to give you good, honest feedback. I mean, if you can go to 15, 20, 25, 30 shots on your ladder, that would be pretty good. And really tell me that your distance control is pretty good. So make sure you're practicing the right way, and that'll help you get better.